Is it true that the Greek warriors for a lot of times fought naked? This is true, Conan. This is true. 'Cause that is not depicted in this film. And a lot of people are going to be angry about that greater than 'cause otherwise it would be called Caligula. Hollywood has always been the birthplace of silver screen legends. But not all glory comes from iconic roles or prestigious awards. Sometimes it is the stars' very bodies that send the world into a frenzy. Some physiques are so extraordinary they remain the subject of gossip for years. Some private moments are suddenly exposed and ignite social media, while certain curves become so irresistible that the public simply cannot look away. And right now, let's dive into 15 Hollywood stars who once set international media ablaze just because of their striking bodies. The very first name on this list is none other than Brad Pitt. Liam Neeson's, a 2007 memoir, compared him to a giant Guinness bottle. In 2007, when supermodel Janice Dickinson released her memoir, No Lifeguard on Duty, everyone thought it would be about scandals in the modeling world. But what shook Hollywood centered on a man known for his quiet seriousness, Liam Neeson's. Dickinson wrote that Neeson's body was beyond all standards. So much so that she compared him to a giant Guinness beer bottle. That description was like a bomb. The British and American press immediately jumped in. Daily Mail called it a revelation that shattered Hollywood's most serious image. The stark contrast made public opinion explode. What's worth noting is that Neeson's appearance had already made him stand out. Nearly 1.93 tall, strong, but without flaunting bulky muscles, with a chiseled face and melancholy eyes. He embodied a distinctly Northern European masculinity, unlike the polished leading men of the time. Female audiences admitted they were captivated by his towering build and slow, steady walk. He didn't need to say a word. His presence alone radiated the dignity of a classic gentleman from literature. It was this physique that earned Neeson his defining roles. In Schindler's List, his Kong frame gave the character unique moral weight. In Rob Roy, the shirtless duel scene was discussed for years, partly because of the clear display of his physical power. At that time, People magazine even ranked him among the sexiest men alive despite being in his 40s. But after Dickinson's memoir stories began surfacing, female colleagues whispered that Neeson often received very direct invitations at after-parties. A Los Angeles stylist revealed they had to order custom wide-cut clothing because any fitted outfit instantly caused chatter on set. One director even cut a scene because at test screenings, audiences couldn't focus on the dialogue. They only whispered about Neeson. The media kept fanning the flames. In 2008, Cosmopolitan ran a survey where more than 60% of female readers voted Neeson Hollywood's most mysterious man. Hollywood Hills reporters claimed that at parties Neeson always became the focal point, sometimes even straining celebrity marriages because of his overwhelming presence. Ironically, Neeson never spoke up. He chose silence, and that silence only deepened the curiosity, turning him into a hidden legend, a quiet gentleman in real life forever tied to unimaginable secrets. David Beckham, Victoria's knowing smile when asked about the Armani ad. The next name on the list is David Beckham. In 2007, Beckham's enormous image on an Armani billboard in Times Square left New York breathless. Against a white backdrop, his body appeared like a modern Greek statue. Broad shoulders, sharply defined six-pack abs, and perfectly proportioned legs. Critics called it the convergence of football fashion and global ambition. Within 48 hours of the poster being unveiled, the entire Armani line Beckham wore had sold out worldwide. In London, people queued overnight to buy the legendary underwear. In Tokyo, the chaos at stores was described by the media as Beckham panic. An internal survey later revealed that this single campaign boosted Armani's global sales by nearly 300%, an unprecedented figure in the brand's history. Beckham's looks have been admired since his Manchester United days, but the Armani poster elevated his body into a cultural benchmark. From Old Trafford, he stepped onto the fashion stage, and in just one night, Beckham was no longer just a footballer. He became a global sex symbol. The amusing twist was that Victoria Beckham helped turn the scandal into legend. On a talk show, when asked if the photo had been retouched, she only smiled. That fleeting smile was dissected frame by frame, becoming the silent confirmation the world wanted. The story became even more mythical when in Japan the Armani ad was banned from primetime TV for being too bold. Yet the ban only drove audiences to seek out the original. Across Europe, gyms printed Beckham's campaign image on their walls as an ideal body symbol. In Manchester United's locker room, according to Gary Neville, Beckham was constantly teased. Teammates called him a living mannequin, a perfect sample who turned any outfit into a trend. But it was Beckham's calm silence that fueled the public's imagination even further. From that moment, Beckham was no longer just a free kick maestro. He was the man in the poster. His body transformed into a marketing legend, lifting him from football star to global fashion icon, turning the Beckham name into a billion-dollar brand. And while Beckham chose silence to maintain mystery, the next figure was different. Leonardo DiCaprio, the romantic boy of Titanic, accidentally let his secret slip live on television, leaving America stunned in an unforgettable moment. Music: Leonardo DiCaprio, Bobby Brown, stunned by a dimension that silenced the room. Leonardo DiCaprio was once the dream boy of the world after Titanic: golden hair, boyish face, soft eyes. He was called Hollywood's prince, the romantic icon whose posters cover millions of teenage bedrooms. Everyone thought DiCaprio embodied fragile gentleness until one night in 2005 flipped that image. On The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson model Bobby Brown, the cherry pie muse who once made, America Swoon suddenly burst into laughter and dropped a cryptic comment about DiCaprio. Just a few words, but they left the whole room frozen. The clip spread at lightning speed, reaching millions of views in just 24 hours, an insane figure for the early internet. New York Post immediately called it a primetime bombshell. From then on, countless tales about DiCaprio's body secrets surfaced. Naomi Campbell, who once dated him, only smiled when pressed by Rolling Stone. That coy smile was taken as confirmation. An old diary allegedly belonging to Claire Forlani, his Romeo and Juliet co-star, also leaked. In it, she wrote, "Leo, both fascinated and scared me. I thought of telling friends, but didn't know one would believe it." Those pages became a second puzzle piece, turning rumor into legend. What made DiCaprio special was that he didn't need to strip off like Brad Pitt. Instead, the contrast between his innocent looks and the whispers behind the scenes made women blush and colleagues uneasy. Even George Clooney in an Esquire interview half joked, "I once stayed with Leo at Cannes, and trust me, some things should stay in a hotel room." The harmless remark became indirect proof, sparking frenzy. This clash between boyish face and mysterious reputation created a unique allure to women. Leo was irresistible curiosity, admired yet intimidating. To Hollywood, he was the figure that fueled endless gossip. And the more he stayed silent and smiled enigmatically, the more he was cloaked in legend. A legend no one dared say aloud, yet everyone understood. Music: the rock baller scenes cut because tight pants revealed too much. In entertainment, few bodies are as staggering as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's. Nearly 1.96 millimeters tall, over 120 kilos, 55 kilometers, or arm, shoulders like doors, chest and abs like armor. Men's Fitness called him the inhuman standard. On red carpets, The Rock made A-listers look like miniatures beside him. Fans adored this living mountain since his WWE days. Every slam wasn't just force. It was a performance of the body that made audiences roar. That surreal physique opened Hollywood's doors. From wrestler to the world's highest paid action star, The Rock turned his body into a brand worth hundreds of millions. Yet his massive frame often left Hollywood awkward. When HBO's Ballers aired in 2015, several scenes with Johnson were suddenly cut. Not for script reasons, but because his body was too dominant, too distracting. Audiences whispered about him instead of following the plot. A